when devolution works, when counties invest in their people. This celebration, therefore, is bigger than the mere presentation of certificates. It is, I believe, a living testimony of what happens when devolution meets empowerment. I chose to make this written statement because this is the first such event, so it will go in history, because if I speak of the CAF, which I intend to do, I will juxtapose my remarks with some off-CAF remarks in order to bring this matter to where I believe it should be. Dear friends, the power of devolution lies in its ability to bring government, opportunity, and hope closer to the people. Before 2010, much of our country's progress was decided in Nairobi. When we promulgated the new Constitution of Kenya on August 27, 2010, key among its most definitive and deliberate pillars was devolution, ungatuzi. We were clear that we needed to address deep-rooted challenges that had persisted since our independence, including marginalization, inequality, and the over-centralization of power and resources in Nairobi. Thus, with devolution, every county, including our beloved Machakos County, was given the authority, a measure of resources, and the responsibility to shape its own future. I heard what Deputy Governor Francis Mwangangi said, and it is actually a matter of great shame, a matter which is not acceptable, that while the national government enjoys 85% of the total Kenyan budget, only 15 goes to counties, 15%. A lot of you, or some of you, remember that I was a co-chair to the famous, or is it now infamous, NADCO, National Dialogue Committee. And we even upped it to minimum 20%. But now Governor Francis Mwangangi is telling us it's gone down to 9%. Completely, a complete reversal of what the people of Kenya intended to do through ungatuzi. Imagine if Governor Wavinya is operating within the 15%, by the way, is shared between the 47 counties. And the little that she gets, she's able to empower the youth that she's trying to do today. Imagine if we went up to national government, wapate 60%, na counties wapate 40%. In fact, in my view, we should make it 50-50, because all the stealing that is happening in Nairobi is because they have a lot of money to throw away. And yet, as I speak to you, our university lecturers have been on strike. This is a third month, and they cannot be paid the 7.9 billion. They want it paid quickly. I give a suggestion to William Ruto. You cannot keep our university lecturers in the streets. These are some of our best minds. But on the one hand, you're able to get your agents collect sometimes 6,000 to 10,000 people to State House, bribe them with 10,000 shillings each, mass bribery. Now, if you cumulatively took that into account, the amount you're spending on bribing Kenyans, that is enough to pay university lecturers and to get our university students to go back to school. This is just but the simple reality of the mismanagement this country is experiencing at the very top. Distinguished guests, across Kenya and Africa, I will go back a little bit. Thus, with devolution, every county, including Machakos, was given the authority. Devolution, fellow Kenyans, is not just about building roads as markets, as Governor Vinya said, but it's also about building people. Infrastructure is important. Yes, those roads and those bridges and those dams, like the one what Kibaki and I had even passed through and got funding from the African Development Bank, the Thika Dam. We should have and really brought in a lot more water to go beyond Machakos and beyond Matu to get into Mwitasiano and get a lot of water out of it. But that is a matter that the 85% by the national government, even assisted by our development partners like African Development Bank, is still sitting there as a white elephant. Distinguished guests, across Africa, and Kenya of course included, we are seeing powerful examples of how youth empowerment is changing nations. In Kisumu, youth trained in green energy now run community solar projects. In Makueni, young people are processing mangoes into juice and exporting the same abroad. In Kajiado, just your neighbors to the north, to the east, youth groups are leading waste recycling enterprises, turning plastic into profit. Even across Africa, in Rwanda and in Ghana, youth empowerment programs are producing digital entrepreneurs, innovators, and agripreneurs who are transforming entire economies. And now, right here in Machakos, through this program, 1,000 young people were enrolled and taken into a rigorous 21-day boot camp, followed by technical training. These young men and women mastered new skills, gained confidence, and have discovered their potential. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is truly devolution in action within the framework of a very small budget. And it's government working hand in hand with communities to unlock opportunity of the grassroots. This is proof that when you empower the youth, you actually end up empowering an entire nation. You are proof that when devolution serves the people, it transforms lives. To the graduates, this is time for some hard truths. This empowerment comes with responsibility. On 20th June 2024, remember, 29-year-old Rex Kanyike Masai was shot. We buried him at Kamudhanga. Was shot and killed during what should have been a peaceful protest for opposing the Finance Bill 2024. Justice for Rex became a slogan, the rallying call that is the moral urgency of our times. Rex emboldened our nation. His death galvanized all people across all sectors of our nation, fed up with the status quo, asking only for transparency, equality, and respect of the rule of law by those who hold the instruments of power. Rex asked for opportunity. His call was met with police bullets and batons. Graduates, you are not the future anymore. You are the now. You stand on the shoulders of Rex Masai and hundreds of young Kenyans whose names are forever immortalized in our third, and I dare say, final liberation struggle, and their sacrifice should and will not be in vain. You now carry the torch of progress. My dear friends, Ungatuzi of Devolution has given you a platform. Now it is your turn to build upon it. Start small, but think big. Collaborate with others. Use your talents not only to lift yourself, but to lift others. Remember, true empowerment is not about what we receive, but what we give back. Remember too, that you are living proof that devolution works and that local action can lead to national transformation. I urge you